You're not stressed and frustrated in life because you're working towards your audacious goals. You're stressed and frustrated in life because you're settling for a life that is less than what you know you're capable of. You know you're made for an extraordinary life. You know that this experience called life for you is something that should be exhilarating, something that should be fulfilling, something that should be exciting, but you're stuck in a life that is routinized. You wake up in the morning, go to work, come back home, watch some TV, have some dinner, and go to bed. And then you repeat that cycle over and over and over again. At some point, you become resentful. At some point, you become fed up. At some point, you just settle for the status quo because you think that is all there is for you. But I'm here to remind you that there is more for you. You were not made to be ordinary. You are not made to be stuck in an average life. You are not made to live a life that is so routinized that what you're going to do in the next 5 years can be predicted today. You are not made to live in a life that is boring, that is devoid of fun, excitement, fulfillment. Whatever a successful life is to you, you deserve to live it. And sometimes I know as adults, when we get responsibilities, it's difficult to live out your version of a successful life because sometimes it doesn't toe in line with what society believes. It doesn't follow the status quo. It doesn't march along the line that has been drawn in front of you. But what if instead of thinking about what society wants, you think about what you want? Because at the end of the day, there are only two people that you have to make proud. Your 8-year-old self, the little girl or little boy who dreamed big, who thought they could be a firefighter, a princess, an astronaut, a robot actually, and your 80-year-old self, the one full of memories, the one full of wisdom, the one full of experience. If your 8-year-old, the little girl, the little hero in you can be satisfied, and if your 80-year-old, the one full of wisdom, full of experience, can be fulfilled, then you're doing it right. So I want to ask you today, are you on your path to an extraordinary life, or you're stuck in an ordinary one? That is the reason why I wrote my second book. It's called The Tyranny of the Ordinary. And it's a book that, first of all, pinpoints what an ordinary life looks like. Because most of us are so engulfed in it that we don't even realize what it is, right? And it's like your dreams being shelved for other responsibilities you have. You saying no to opportunities that you know are going to help you to grow and elevate and become the person you know you want to become. It's saying no to things that would excite you, things that are fun. It's calling successful life based on your terms infantile or childish. That is an ordinary life, and unfortunately most of us find ourselves in that life. So I wrote this book to help you not just identify that you're in an ordinary life, but most importantly to come out of that ordinary life and to live an extraordinary life, because I strongly believe that we were created for the extraordinary. I don't believe we were created to settle for mediocrity or to settle for a life of boredom or ordinary. No, I believe we were created for extraordinary things and to live an extraordinary life. And the book is not just about those like getting out of the ordinary, but it's also a way to honor my grandfather, my late grandfather, 𝗪𝗪𝗪, popularly known as Poku Transport. He was a very successful businessman, but he had so many principles that he lived his life by that he passed on to us. And I wanted to illuminate those principles in hopes of helping anyone listening, anyone who's stuck in the ordinary, anyone who knows they are made for more but is stuck and doesn't know what to do to get out of that space. So I wrote this book, The Tyranny of the Ordinary, and it's available on Amazon, and I hope that, I know it's going to help you, but more importantly, I hope you have the audacity to follow the principles in the book. I hope you have the courage to fight for the life that you know you deserve. And I hope, and I pray actually, that you have the wisdom to know that life must be lived on your terms, not the terms of your family, not the terms of your friends, not the terms of your social media following, on your terms. Because at the end of the day, you go to bed and you have to bear the burden. When I was writing my first book, I remember I did an interview, and the woman said her mom told her to become a doctor. She hated being a doctor, but then her mom said it. So because her mom asked her to become it, she could blame her mom. But I asked her one question: when you go to bed at night and you can't sleep, is your mom awake with you or she's asleep? And she said, oh yeah, she's asleep. That's the essence of living an ordinary life. If you want to live an ordinary life and it's something you personally want to live, that's perfectly fine. But if you know you're made for more, if you know that there's more in you that the world can benefit from, if you know that there's so much potential, so much greatness in you, that being in an ordinary life is too small a box for you, then I encourage you to get my book, The Tyranny of the Ordinary. Break out of the ordinary and live a very, very extraordinary life.